Welcome everyone to Ratioed. My name is Harrison Faulkner. Well, you know when you see things on social media from important social media accounts like the Prime Minister of Canada or from a bank or another corporate entity, that you just can't understand how someone could possibly have thought it would be a good idea to post that? After all, a lot of these groups hire social media managers whose only job is to write half-decent tweets and ensure that you don't get ruthlessly mocked online. Yet somehow these groups, including the Prime Minister, continue to post the most absurd, embarrassing tweets. You just can't understand how someone could have thought that would be a good idea. Well, someone on Justin Trudeau's social media team thought that posting this insane video after this really bad year in Canada would have been a good idea. Truly incredible. Now we're going to read some of what you guys had to say in the comments of this video, and we're not going to be able to read all of them because there's over 30,000 of them, so, we'd be doing this for a few years, so we've narrowed it down just a little bit for you guys. Also, this isn't the first time that Justin Trudeau or his cabinet ministers have posted videos like this, these weird, cringeworthy, selfie-style videos to try and, relate to the Canadian public. Someone on his team seems to really think this is a good idea. It's not. And the comment question for the episode is this. If you could sit down with Justin Trudeau face to face and you could ask him one question, what would it be? Drop a like in the video, help us out by subscribing to the True North YouTube channel, and let's get into it. Okay, gather around team, I have the best idea for Justin's end of year post. After a great 2022, after freezing Canadians' bank accounts, after invoking the Emergencies Act, after bringing in the horses on the protest, after a year of trying to censor the internet, after a year of planning to ban hunting rifles from Canadians, and after a year of implementing a sweeping euthanasia regime in this country, I know exactly what we need to do to have better outreach with Justin's supporters on Twitter. We need to ask them what questions they have for Justin. Is he going to answer the questions? Of course not. He doesn't answer any questions. We should see what Canadians have to say to Justin after such a great year. Sound like a good idea, guys? Someone on Justin Trudeau's team really thought that this was a good idea.
Hey everyone. As we approach the end of the year, I'll be doing a lot of interviews with TV stations, with newspapers, with radio stations, and they've had a lot of great questions, but I know you do too. So let's hear them.
Well, he asked for your questions, and he received 30,000 of them on Twitter, so safe to say he's got his work cut out for the Christmas season, or as he would say, holiday season. Now, should we read a few of the best comments? Should we read a few of the ones that got the most likes? Because as you can imagine, people jumped on this pretty fast and just laid into Trudeau. How could they not, right? After such a great year, how could you not just, give him your 2 cents as to how you feel Canada is headed? Like this comment right here from journalist Savannah Hernandez. Short and sweet, nice and simple. Why are you such a tyrant? Or how about this Twitter user who's asking a question that not enough journalists are asking the Prime Minister? Why won't you tell the truth about the Winnipeg lab? Oh yeah, that virology lab in Winnipeg that had those 2 Chinese communist collaborators working inside of it. Those are some interesting questions. Almost like the Canadian public have better questions for the Prime Minister than the parliamentary press. Who could have possibly guessed? Well, this person comments with a bit of skepticism as to whether or not the Prime Minister is really going to answer his question. I think it's pretty safe to say that he's not going to. You haven't answered a question in 7 years. Why start now? This comment is great. Where can I get one of these? Yeah, I don't think you want to be seen in public wearing one of those. Then again, I bet you're probably not one of those to wear a mask in general, let alone a mask with a see-through opening so people can see your smile. Beyond cringe, really beyond description. Asking the real tough questions here, who's your daddy? And this comment I love, just absolutely hilarious. I understand it's snowing in Ottawa today. Would you please go for a walk in the snow, please? Now, for those of you that don't get it, that is in reference to Pierre Trudeau's resignation when he told the press that he came to the realization it was time for him to step down as Prime Minister after a long walk in the snow one night in Ottawa. Now, this is a good comment from Luke Rudkowski, who is a part of the Tim Pool podcast team. What gives you the moral authority to steal people's bank accounts for criticizing you? Great questions. I mean, all of these are really great questions. It's just a shame we'll never get a response from the Prime Minister. All of this begs the question, too. Again, it goes back to the point of why would you post the video in the first place? You're just gonna get absolutely destroyed on Twitter. You're never gonna respond to these questions. None of them are even remotely possible to respond to if you have an ounce of political dignity left. Why would you post this video? What possible incentive could there be to post this video? I mean, are you just trying to, see really how much Canadians hate you? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's really a bizarre thing to do. Now, of the over 30,000 people that commented on this post, were there a couple that commented on the dental care commitment of Justin Trudeau's government? Were there a couple people there that commented on the biodiversity commitments of Justin Trudeau? Perhaps, but were over 90% of the comments just absolutely slamming him for the truly incredible year he's had? What do you guys think? Now, of course, we're not done there. You're banning a lot of firearms. What you planning? Who could guess what a government would do after banning all the firearms, banning hunting rifles, after disarming the population? No, it's not like there are any examples in history for us to look at. Key and Bexy at the Counter Signal asked Justin Trudeau a question which, again, would never be asked by the Parliamentary Press Gallery. I wonder why that would be. He asked, "What has caused your net worth to explode over the course of the pandemic?" Now, that question completely ratioed the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's video has 9,875 likes at the time of this recording. Kean's question to Justin Trudeau has over 18,000 likes. I think Canadians approve of such a question and might be interested to hear what the Prime Minister has to say. If only someone in the opposition benches, or if only a Parliamentary Press Gallery journalist with access to the Prime Minister would ask such a question. Now, the great Viva Fry took Justin Trudeau's request for questions a little seriously. If you go into Justin Trudeau's comment section here, you'll see about 10 questions from Viva Fry alone, each of them getting over 5,000 likes easily. This one that got over 14,000 likes was really on point. Do you not think it is morally unacceptable to be giving billions of dollars to Ukraine while not having enough money to properly care for sick Canadians who then, out of despair, turn to government-assisted death as opposed to life? Another great question from Viva Fry. The overwhelming majority of gun crime in Canada is committed with black market handguns. How does banning lawfully procured firearms, especially rifles, from law-abiding Canadians make anyone safer or even begin to remedy the actual underlying problem? Well, that's not really what they're going for, is it? Another ratio tweet with 10,500 likes. You violently suppressed the most peaceful protest Canada, if not the world, had ever seen. Assaulted protesters, froze bank accounts with no due process. Do you think Russia or Iran take you seriously when you criticize them for being tyrannical regimes? Justin Trudeau violently suppressing a peaceful protest? What are you talking about, Viva? I don't know what you're talking about at all. Now, one Environment Canada bureaucrat, bless her, didn't really get the theme of the comment section. She thought this was a place to ask softball, underhanded questions like they do at press conferences, when in reality, the comment section just descended into total chaos. Completely oblivious to the questions around her, she posted this: "What is your early morning routine? Do you get to read the early newspapers with your wife? Chat with your family before the day starts? Or do you simply hit the road running?" To Claire Martin at Environment Canada, I just came across a job posting for a staff writer position at the CBC. It has her name written all over it with questions to the Prime Minister like that. And when you get to the CBC, just ask David Cochrane about the poutines you get for asking questions like this to the Prime Minister. He knows all about it. But seriously, something is wrong with these Liberal cabinet ministers and their social media strategies. Someone needs to tell them that these strange selfie-style relate to the Canadian public videos are really not working. They don't make you look relatable, they make you look ridiculous. Not only did former convict and current Climate Change and Environment Minister Stephen Guilbeault release this insanely cringe Trudeau-like selfie-style video last week.
Hi everyone, I'm at COP15. We just received what might be the final proposal. The team and I are looking at it. It's looking good. There's still some work to do, but we're getting there. We're in the last miles, and I think very soon we'll have very good news for you.
He also, no kidding, pretended to be a reporter, pretending to do some sort of stand-up report at the COP15 summit as a minister of the Crown, as a cabinet minister. He was LARPing as a journalist at his own climate change summit in Canada. Now, if that doesn't sound cringe enough, just watch part of the video with the really slick video editing.
I'm here at COP15, where Canada's hosting the world in Montreal. 195 countries are here, and we're working together to halt and reverse biodiversity loss and protect 30% of lands and waters around the world by 2030. With 1 million species under threat of extinction worldwide and the unprecedented loss of biodiversity, we must all do more.
The cringe doesn't stop there. As many of you will know, Omar Alghabra, the king of the ratio, he is very adept at releasing awful social media videos like this one. He thought Canadians were really eager for a return of mean tweets read by Omar, of which we all know he receives quite a lot of.
Given the latest discussion about the future of Twitter and the uncertainty that Twitter has, I thought maybe I'd bring back a new edition of Mean Tweets. Katie says, Who dresses this clown? Katie, when I took clown school, they had a few classes to help us figure out how to dress. But thanks.
Remember this gem from back in October with Trudeau acting all weird and Chrystia Freeland banging her head like she's in the mosh pit of a metal concert.
Hey everyone, Chrystia and I were just in a meeting when we heard the good news that our bill to double the GST tax credit for 11 million households across this country over the next 6 months has just passed royal assent. This is great news for families. It's going to be real help this fall.
Justin Trudeau's brilliant social media strategy has also been an export as well. The geniuses who run Rishi Sunak's online persona over at 10 Downing Street released this absolute beauty as well. In this embarrassing video, you have Justin Trudeau and Rishi Sunak supposedly talking to Vladimir Zelensky on the other end. However, in the video, you don't get to hear from Zelensky, and the video is edited in a way that makes it seem as though the two can't string a sentence together.
Prime Minister Trudeau, Prime Minister Sunak, President Zelensky, please go ahead, you're online.
Hello, Vladimir. It's Rishi and Justin. I really wanted you to hear from us as friends.
We absolutely know how difficult yesterday was. It was horrific for you and your country, and we have called it out in the session that we've just had and on the media here this morning, and we made that point loud and clear.
The real question from all of this should be, why can't these people just act normal on social media? All right, that's going to do it for us this week on the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Harrison Faulkner, and this is Ratio.